Hello, it is LalaAnAbsolute, and here I am with another video, second in a series of art studies. Today is Perspective 2. First of all, here's a little bit of a before I quit, some part of the way through. And here's my second attempt. Way better if you ask me. But one problem with it is that the depth and perspective isn't very extreme at all. It is in perspective, just not as strong as I would have liked it. I'm gonna try to redraw a bit more perspective another time. I already did a video on perspective, but I am not very good at perspective and figured I need more practice, so I did more practice. Some things I didn't like about my last video is that it was too short, mostly because I summed up way too much. I didn't elaborate on what I was saying. And then I was also not very organized. I wanted to do better this video. For example, I wanted to talk a lot more, maybe elaborate more than I was last time. Like what I learned specifically, the key basically is the lines matter, the anatomical lines specifically, and how they kind of lined up with the perspective. Say that you have two lines for the waist, the bottom of the waist, the top of the waist area, or pelvis area, I suppose. If you're viewing from below the subject or a point lower than the subject themselves, then those two lines may be bigger while the top of the rib cage versus the bottom of the rib cage will be closer together in comparison. I don't know if that's accurate to say, this is all subjective to me. The second drawing wasn't very accurate to the reference I picked out because I was hit with sudden inspiration. The pose just screamed a certain scene to me from one of my own series. The arm angle kind of reminded me of someone reaching for their sword, and that's kind of what I did for TDSS Rainbow Steve, being kind of sus of my character. I am getting better at this stuff though. I feel like I understand it way more. Some basic principles for perspective and anatomical lines for me are, since closer is bigger, that means wider gaps between closer things, line-wise. Thinking about it as 3D, not 2D, even if it is technically 2D, just means that you see 1 to 3 sides depending on what angle you are at. If you're looking at something straight on, you're just going to see one side of it. You're just going to see a big square like in the display right here. Or maybe you move to the side and find out it's actually a cube. There's 2 squares now. Like, you're looking at the side of a building. You can't see the top square like you can see in 3D squares in textbooks, but you can only see 2 sides. You know it exists. You just can't see it. Then the stereotypical 3D square is kind of just like if you went up a little bit, just above a building and could see the top, but as well as 2 walls. What I want to do for the next video is either perspective, because I still need to work on that, maybe up the perspective for shortening a bit, or a color theory video, because that really affects how you see an art piece, or the anatomy exaggeration, because that can really distinguish characters or just visualize their character traits, to say something about that. This was LalaAnAbsolute. Thank you so much for watching. I'm pretty sure I'm all out of things to say. Have a good day. Watch my other videos. Bye.